Welcome back to the first episode of Toxiris Rates. Not Toxiris Rants, but Toxiris Rates. In this episode, which has been requested by a fellow subscriber of mine, y'all see him on screen right now. Join the Discord to submit your own ideas. In this series, I will be giving my opinions and my thoughts on the recent music drops, more likely the drops on this day, because this series will always be released on Friday. So today we got Jasiah, Slatt Z, Dro Kenji, Toosii, Bourne, Freddie Gibbs, Young M.A, Lil Gnar and Lil Skies, 42 Dugg and Roddy, Quadeca, Lil Tjay, and me talking about them. Let's get it. Also, to add a short explanation, I have 4 categories in which I will rank these songs. We have trash, which is trash. Wouldn't mind it playing in the background, which is like I pretty much enjoy the track, but I wouldn't play it on my own. The next category is I would play it on my own. And the best category is playlist add, which means basically it's in my playlist. I really enjoy it. So let's get it. So we starting off with the Jasiah EP. I don't know if this is an album, EP, mixtape, whatever. I would call it an EP since it has only 7 tracks. Out of these 7 tracks, 4 have already been released prior to this EP, which are Break Shit, Surf's Up, Unintelligible, and Crisis. I pretty much like all those tracks. Unintelligible is a bit weird, but it's all good. The new tracks Spit, In and Out, and Zit are all pretty good. If you like Jasiah's style, you will really enjoy them, I'm pretty sure. My favorite on the EP is In and Out, featuring The Holiday and Rico Nasty. Even if Rico Nasty's performance was kind of overall the best song in my opinion. Moving on to the Slatt Z track, which is it's a single. It's called Lean On, and I'm pretty much sure now that this is leading up to his next project, since he already released the track Don't You Fold prior to this with a pretty similar cover art. So I'm pretty sure this will be tracks on the next Slatt Z album. It's a classic Slatt Z song. It's melodic and it's very good. This is definitely a playlist adding. Dro Kenji dropped a new track called Superstar, and that track it's a classic Dro Kenji song. Very good vocal performance. Pretty short, unfortunately, but overall a good single. That's definitely a playlist add too. Toosii, he dropped Back Together, which is probably a single of his upcoming album, and it's a pretty good Toosii single. He has been releasing better singles than that, but it's definitely a playlist add too. Bourne dropped For You. That's also a single. It has a good beat. I mean, Bourne is mainly, or has been mainly, known as a producer. Has a good beat, but the rapping is not really good. That's I wouldn't mind it playing, but not added to my playlist. Freddie Gibbs dropped the Big Boss Rabbit. I don't know if this is right, but I heard that this is connected to some kind of product placement or some kind of promotion. It's a classic Freddie Gibbs track. Like it's pretty good. It has like a very good beat, very good delivery. That's I would play it on my own. Young M.A Successful track. Nothing special from Young M.A other than the beat. The beat has been very great. Great production. I wouldn't mind it playing in the background, but I probably wouldn't add it to my playlist. Lil Gnar and Lil Skies dropped the track Not the Same. It's an okay track. I feel like they both could have done more, since they did a couple of times before. Like I really like that combination, but I feel like that was a pretty underwhelming Lil Skies feature. It was good, but I feel like he could have gone in harder also with the subject matter. 42 Dugg and Roddy Ricch dropped a single For the Gang, and I gotta say this is a classic occasion of the feature carrying. 42 Dugg was good, his hook was pretty enjoyable, but Roddy Ricch fully carried this track. Like, you can't even imagine how hard he carried this, in my opinion. The Quadeca album, he dropped From Me to You. his newest album. He hasn't been dropping in a long time. I think his last album was 2018, and this is a gigantic switch up. Like, if you listen to this album and you heard Quadeca before, you are going to be surprised. It has a very good production. Also, if I feel like sometimes it seems kind of forced, like it seems like it's overproduced a bit. It's like too heavy, too big. Like, I just want to chill out to it, but it's pretty epic, too epic sometimes even. It has good rapping and pretty good song structure too. So overall, that's a playlist add, most of the songs. Then my highlight of the day probably is the Lil Tjay album. Lil Tjay, Destined to Win. We have been waiting for a new Tjay album since 2019. In 2020 he dropped that EP, but that was more drill Tjay and not really an album. So we have been waiting since that album he dropped in 2019. And this album, it delivers, in my opinion. I have seen people talk about this album in a mean way and saying this is not good. But personally, I really enjoy it. I feel like the singles leading up to it were mostly good. I don't like Losses. I didn't like Move On, but it pretty much grew on me. And None of Your Love, Calling My Phone, all good tracks. And the album overall, I would say it's an 8 out of 5. It's a very good album. I ranked it on my main channel in case you want to check that out. Link in the description. And yeah, overall good album. Not as good as the 2019 album, but definitely worth a opponent. It's good. This has been the first episode of Toxiris Rates, where I'll be giving my opinion on the Friedde drops of music. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about the songs and albums that dropped today down in the comments. And have a good one.